Let's talk about materials. I'm going to use a normal number 4 worsted acrylic yarn for this. This is just scrap yarn that I have. This yarn, it is a little bit more springy than regular acrylic. So you'll kind of see like a little bit more like sponginess in my material than most acrylics. But if you don't have that, like just, you know what, use whatever yarn you have. Like there's no rules. This is crochet, baby. It's art. I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook because that's what's comfortable for me and that's what I like, and that's what I'm going to use for this. Stitches, we need to know how to chain, and then we need to know how to treble. I'm going to show you how to treble just for a little refresher, but if you can double crochet, no worries, you can treble. And if you can't do either one of those, I'm going to show you. So let's start with a slip stitch like you'd normally always do. Slip stitch. Now we chain 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Now in the 5th chain from the hook, we're going to put 2 trebles into that same 5th stitch. I'm going to count the one closest to the hook as my number 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it is the one right in front of my thumbnail that we're going to go into. So I'm just marking that by pinching it. To treble, we're going to yarn over twice, go into the 5th, and draw up a loop. Okay, now you should have 4 loops on there. Now what we're going to do is yarn over and pull through 2 loops 3 times. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And that's all you need to know for this whole pattern, is that treble and how to chain. We're going to make that 2nd treble into the same stitch. Now, let's look at the construction here. This little line right here counts as 1 treble. It's kind of like your edging leading line here on the side. So that counts as 1. So we kind of have 3 trebles. Next, to complete the row out, all we're going to do is we're going to add trebles after we skip a stitch. So skip that 1 chain, go into the 2nd chain available, and put 2 trebles. So there's 1 treble. We're going to put another treble into that same stitch. So complete that all the way down. Okay, we skip 1 here on the chain and go into the 2nd available chain and put 1 treble, 2 trebles. Continue that all the way across, and we're going to put 1 single treble in the very end. All right, I made it to the end where I have 2 chains left, and in that 2nd one I'm going to put that single treble, but I'm going to show you how I change colors. So we're going to put the single treble in, but we're not going to finish it. We're going to go all the way right up until those last 2. Now I'm going to change color. The way that I personally like to do it however you want. But for this, I'm going to do it this way. So we're going to cut that off. We're going to pick our next color, which I'm going to choose purple. Find the end of it here. All right, I'm going to tie a square knot. The way I do that is I go underneath, I slide the new one into the existing one. I cross over, and then I'm going to push the purple back up over that way. Okay. Like that. Okay. Now I take these 2 up here and I just tie a regular knot. All right. Beautiful. Now I'm going to kind of get this like somewhat close, not super close, the knot, not super close to here, but yeah, somewhat close. And I'm going to pull the 2 strings. Now the colors are tightened onto each other. They're super secure, and we can cut these really close. Real close. Fabulous. Okay, now we can complete that treble. So nice. Okay, and now, see, I'm going to start with purple now because I just completed this row edge, and I'm going to start with purple, and we're going to chain 3. Turn. Turn that way. Okay, we're going to continue those trebles, but now if you see how we make little bunny ears or like little V's, all of our clusters of 2 trebles that we did on the first row, we're going to continue that across, but we're going to put them in the middle of the little bunny ears here. So we got 1 and 2 trebles. This chain 3 counts kind of as a treble, or you can just think of it as like you're just going to have a series of like these chains going along up the side here. Okay, repeat. 2 more trebles in the next set of bunny ears. You can kind of think of it as like a V-stitch if you're familiar with a V-stitch, except in between the trebles, we're not putting, any chains. Okay, continue putting those 2 trebles in the bunny ears all the way across. And I'll see you at the end. All right, I made it to the end. Now, here, this is our beginning chain. At the very, very beginning, we chained into the 5th starting chain. So we have 1 more treble to insert here to end our purple row. And we're going to put that last one into the top of our beginning starting chain. So we're just going to put a regular treble. Let's pull up this little loop out of the way there, so it makes it easier to go into. We're going to go into the top of that starting chain and put the treble, but just like before, I'm not going to finish it because I'm going to change color. Now, obviously, changing color is optional because this is crochet art, baby. You can do whatever you want. But if you do choose to change colors with this pattern, I'm showing you how I like to do it. But you really don't have to. Okay, so we cut off and we're going to tie our square knot. I put the new color underneath the old, cross down, and then push it back up underneath here. Back up that way. All right, then I tie these 2 in a circle knot, like a regular, okay, and now I tighten them down. And they are going to tighten onto each other, so it's a super secure knot. Okay, cut it down close to the knot. It is safe to do so. It's a very secure knot. And finish our treble. Now when we start the next row, we do that chain 3 with the orange and turn. Start our treble, and we're going to go in. See, now we have purple bunny ears. We're going to go into the middle of these bunny ears and put our 2 trebles. So that's basically it. You just repeat this as long as you want. I think I'm going to do 8 rows, so I'm going to repeat each color twice. I'm going to add blue after this. And 8 rows should make it about square. So if you wanted to use this, say you're doing some kind of like patchwork square design, and you're making all different types of squares that you're going to stitch together, about 8 rows of this should make it about square. So 4 colors is kind of ideal to go with if you want like an even chunk of like color changes within that square, if that makes sense. But I mean, you could do like each 2 rows a different color. You could do like half and half, 4 rows, 1 color, the other 4. Do whatever you want, you know. I guess I'm gonna say it for a 3rd time, but it's art, baby. Crochet's art. You can do whatever you want. You can even use different yarn textures. Combine that. See how that looks. There we go. Super easy, super cute. It kind of looks like a Charlie Brown, like the zigzag reminds me of like a Charlie Brown type pattern. I'm coming in hot with my last row here. Now, if I were using this for some kind of like patchwork project or something, I would probably put a border around the whole thing because it would make it easier to attach to other squares. And it also kind of hides those knots a little bit more on the edges. I mean, if you were looking at this pattern like online or in a book or something, it would probably say like, oh, cut off your yarn A or B color and then like cast on or tie on your next color. It wouldn't tell you to like tie them together the way that I did. It would just say like, oh, finish off, and then you have a string, and then tie on your next one, which will make another string, so you have 2 strings. So I just figure like this is a much like neater way to have less overall strings, and then just cover it all with a border, all those knots. There's a million other ways that you can join different colors of yarn. That is up to you. But here we go. We are done. I did 8 rows, so I'm going to chain 1. Pull that out like that, and cut. Boink. Pull tight. There we go. We have it. Now we did 8 rows total. So let's see what that gets us measurement wise. About approximately, okay, approximately 6 inches, which is 15 and 15.5 centimeters ish by, oh, look at that, about 6. Approximately, okay? So this is about a 6 by 6 square. Of course, your tension is going to change that. I used a 5.5 hook. I am a tight crocheter. And like I said, this yarn is really like spongy, springy. It's not as firm as most acrylics, but yeah, I think it's super cute. It looks really cute for Easter as well. Love it. Let me know what you think down below. Did you love this? Are you using it for anything? I'd love to know. All right, until then, see you next time. Bye.